Hey everybody, David here, and today I want to talk about my spoiler review for The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Episode 6. This is the finale, titled One World, One People. And I guess that's a suiting title for the for the end, considering that the bad guys, the Flag Smashers, one of many bad guys in the show, that was kind of like their Hail Hydra in a way, right? That was like their catchphrase. I got some things to unpack. Some things, I did a prediction video, and if you guys watch that, I got maybe one thing right, and everything else either was wrong or I or was kind of right, but not really. So let's get right into it. First, let's start off with the main thing, the big thing that I think took away this episode the most, which was the whole point of the series, was Sam Wilson becoming the new Captain America. And we get to see him right away in his new suit, and it looked great. All red, white, and blue, the American flag, and we get to really see him showcase his skills as Captain America, not only as a fighter, because obviously he fights differently. He has the shield, but he can still fly like the Falcon could. He has, obviously, the original Captain America could never fly because he never had wings, right? So Falcon has some different skill sets, which is going to suit him and distance him from the original Captain America a little bit. But you also see why Steve chose Sam, because of his moral compass and who he is as a person, and who wants to fight and do the right thing, and sometimes even compromise before fighting, as we seen with the fight with Carly. He had a little fight with Carly, and Carly was wanting to fight him and was even trying to tempt him to fight back. And Captain America, Sam Wilson, was like, no, I'm not going to fight you. I'm going to try to reason with you, because this is the kind of person I am. And I thought that was really good. Sam already won me over early on in the season, like right from the first two episodes. I was like already on board with Sam becoming the new Captain America. I was kind of on board even when Steve gave him the shield at the end of Avengers Endgame. But yeah, if you weren't won over by Endgame, I think this show has been doing a great job at building Sam up to make him take on this mantle and become the new Captain America for today. And yeah, so for the whole Sam stuff, everything with Sam, I thought was terrific in this episode. Bucky was great too, even though I say his storyline was kind of wrapped in the previous episode, because he kind of accepted his past and what he did. All we needed now was a little bit of closure with Yori, the old I think he was Korean, right? The old Asian man from the first episode, where we saw, Bucky was looking after and taking care of, and we know that Bucky had killed his son, so it only made sense for him to come back and confess his sins, if you will. So that was the little bit of closure left that we did, and yeah, I thought that was a really well done scene. I kind of wish we would have gotten the full reaction from Yuri, but maybe the actor just wasn't equipped enough or something. I don't know why. I thought he was a good actor. I just thought maybe there was something about that scene that they couldn't quite pull off how the reaction would have been. Probably heartbreaking, because as we kind of got the hint there, Bucky looking at him one last time through the glass, and accepting that the old man is finally moving on now that he knows the truth. I think the conversation went down as like, holy cow, you killed my son. I don't want to see you anymore, because looking at you is a pain of my past. And I'm sure it was a conversation, something like that had happened. But I guess seeing him going there and getting ready to tell the truth, and we did hear him tell the truth. Like he said, I killed your son. And then they just ended it there, and that's how that storyline wrapped up really nicely. Getting back on Sam, though, I really liked how they closed out Isaiah Bradley's storyline in the show this episode. I didn't think we'd see Isaiah Bradley again. And when they had him pop up again at the end, and Sam was having that conversation one more time with him, and he said, "Hey, come, I want to show you something." And he takes him to the Captain America Museum. And right there I was like, "Oh no. Oh man, did he add him to the museum?" And he did. He put a statue there with the story of Isaiah Bradley and what he was in the past, and how he was connected to Steve in some way, that he was the next one, the next Captain America, if you will. I thought that was really cool. I'll admit, I got teary-eyed there. The waterworks were starting. I didn't full out cry, but it was getting there. It was I let's just say it was blurry during that scene. I'm like, oh man, this is gonna mess me up. It was a really nice moment that I thought was really well done, and a really nice surprise to see. There is one thing that did bug me in this episode. It didn't bug me, but it was like, oh man, I was hoping they wouldn't go down this way. Sharon Carter. If you've been following me for some time, or following me on these reviews, you know that I did not want to see the Sharon Carter become the power broker. And they did it. They had her be revealed to be the power broker. I was hoping for the Mandarin reveal. I get it that, hey, this show is focused on being this. Let's not go out of the box. Probably that was their intention. But I don't understand why she would go this way. You understand? Like, I don't understand. Okay, so you were a fugitive for 7 years, let's say, because the last time we saw her was in Civil War, which took place in 2016, and now we're in 2024, right? So you're telling me for those 7 years you decided to become a criminal, and not just a criminal, you're like building your own army of super soldiers. It's like, I don't know. And now she's going to infiltrate the government, which, is something similar to Captain America: The Winter Soldier, something she was involved with on the good side. She's seen how government infiltration can destroy things. I don't know. I find it weird now that she's like kind of like the Hydra, the new Hydra leader in a way. It's just, I don't know. It might be, I might need them to flesh this out more in another season, which I do think they're going to get. You don't leave some of these dangling threads the way they did in this episode at the end here if you're not if you don't think you're going to get more seasons. Now you could say WandaVision kind of left some dangling threads also, like with Wanda becoming a fugitive and running off. But we know that she's going to be in Wanda or in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. With Sharon, we don't know where she's going to pop in next, so we can presume that a season 2 would be the most obvious choice on where she could pop up next. And this show is going to get a season 2. You just know it. You know it. I know it at least, and I'm expecting an announcement within the next 2 weeks from Marvel to say Falcon and Winter Soldier season 2 coming, or it won't be Falcon and Winter Soldier anymore, because if you stuck around towards the end, right when the last frame showed before the post-credit scene, which, by the way, if you want to know more about Sharon Carter and her confirmation once again as the power broker, there's an end credit scene that fleshes that out a little bit more. I just need more backstory on that. The show's title does change at the end to Captain America and the Winter Soldier. So it looks like next, if they do have a season 2, it's going to be a different title. It looks like the Falcon and Winter Soldier, no more. Now it's Captain America and the Winter Soldier, the way it should be, I think. With that being said, what about John Walker? John Walker was in this episode, And I thought the guy was going to screw up even more. He kind of still did. But I thought he was going to screw up, kill somebody else, and go to jail. I was wrong. He actually tried to redeem himself a little bit. Now, some people I heard haven't been kind to that redemption. Some people felt it was a little too quick, the way it was built up towards. I actually thought it was pretty well done, because they kind of make you think that he's still going to do something wrong, because there was a part of me, is he going to kill somebody again? Please tell me he's not going to kill somebody again. And you think at times he's going to, and then the truck falls off the building, or it's about to, and he tries to actually do something right. He actually, instead of going after Carly, he goes and stops or helps the truck from falling. And so he actually did a good deed, even though it almost fell still because he got pushed down. Falcon saved the day the way it should be. Yeah, I was surprised. But then at the very end, when we see him later, we see him with Julia Louis-Dreyfus, her character. And it looks like she's, bringing him in onto her side. And we know she's up to no good. And the fact that he's now U.S. agent, the costume is now all black instead of blue, which is Captain America's colors. Captain America always had blue, red, white, and blue. Now he's going more black, and he's now known as U.S. agent, which is his comic book personality. So it will be interesting. So that was his dumb decision still in this episode. So he's still not a bright guy. He doesn't get good and bad. So he's still an idiot. He's still working for the bad guys. But he's like kind of unaware that Julia Louis-Dreyfus is the bad guy in all this, and is probably going to manipulate him to do terrible things that he's not going to realize, because he seems like a little slow. So give him time. He'll probably open up his eyes when Sam and Bucky have another talk with him in season 2, which I'm going to guess is going to happen. So yeah, there was that. Zemo, I knew Zemo was going to pop up one more time. I thought it was going to be in the end credit scenes. But no, he did not. He actually shows up a little bit earlier to blow up whatever remains of the super soldiers that there are. So he's like, no super soldiers are going to be around while I'm in prison, and none of them are coming to the raft. So his butler, Evil Alfred, blows them all up. And it looks like Zemo's going to be happy being alone. Which, I'm glad Zemo's happy. There's still a chance we could see him again one day. He's a great villain as far as I'm concerned. And if the rumors are true that he could be part of this whole Thunderbolts team that apparently might be happening, we'll see what movie or show that could happen in. So we'll see. With that being said, is that all I have to talk about? I think that's all I have to talk about, everybody. I'm pretty sure. I'm hoping I don't forget anything. But this was a great finale. I thought it was really great. Overall, I would give the series like an 8 out of 10. I thought it was really well structured. Other than the Sharon Carter thing, I think for me, I thought everything else worked really well. I mean, there's some little nitpicks you could always pick at these type of shows, like some plot holes or some things that didn't really make not too much sense or something like that. But I mean, they're so minor for me. I can forgive easily the minor things, and this show for me was so much fun. It was like watching a giant movie, and that's how Kevin Feige, the producer of all these films and now shows, has described these Disney Plus shows. They're going to be like a 6-hour movie almost. And that's kind of what I felt like I watched. And WandaVision was the same thing. And I'm hoping Loki turns out to be the same thing, because Loki looks just as good, maybe even better. Who knows? At this point, though, if I were to compare the first 2 Disney Plus shows, I am going to admit I think I enjoyed WandaVision just a little bit more, just because it felt fresh and different, where this show felt like it felt like it could be right beside, if you went to a video store, if you remember what a video store is, if you're old enough. If you went to a video store and saw the Captain America movies, Falcon and Winter Soldier could be right beside it because it has that tone that Winter Soldier and Civil War both had. So yeah, that's the way I felt about this episode, guys. Tell me, what did you think of the finale? Do you think they hit it out of the park, or do you think that they could have done better? Were you underwhelmed? Let me know. There's no right or wrong answers. Everybody has an opinion, and that's all it is, man. But we can respect each other's opinions and hopefully talk about the nerdy things we like to talk about and pick at in these things for fun. With that being said, until next time, everybody, yes, I will be reviewing every episode of Loki when that hits. That's supposed to be a 6-episode series, just like Falcon and Winter Soldier was. And Mortal Kombat is also out this week, so expect maybe Sunday I'll have a Mortal Kombat review up. And then I want to do a top 10 video game movies adaptations. So keep an eye out for those type of videos sometime during the week. With that being said, I hope you like this video. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And until next time, everybody, take care.